entity is the slayer, that the entity is slain, does not understand. One who is in knowledge knows that the self slays not, nor is slain. Purport. When an embodied being is hurt by fatal weapons, it is to be known that the living entity within the body is not killed. The spirit soul is so small that it is impossible to kill him by any material weapon. Nor is the living entity killable in any case because of his spiritual constitution. What is killed, or is supposed to be killed, is the body only. This, however, does not at all encourage killing of the body. The Vedic injunction is Virinisya, Sarva, Bhutana. Never commit offenses or violence to anyone. The understanding that a living entity is not killed does not encourage animal slaughter. Killing the body of anyone without authority is abominable, and it is punishable by the law of the state as well as by the law of the Lord.
Right.
Arjuna, however, is being engaged in killing for the principle of religion and not whimsically. This is verse 20. For the soul there is never birth or death, nor having once been does he ever cease to be. He is unborn, eternal, and ever existing, undying and primeval.
These are the statements of Krishna. Now, the constitution of the soul, so far materialists are concerned, they cannot even find out where is the soul. Therefore, there are so many theories. Actually, they cannot find out where is the soul is situated, because material senses cannot approach. The measurement of the soul is stated in the Vedic literature as 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair. So there is no possibility of understanding what is soul by material scientists. The only process is to take it from higher authorities like Krishna. Krishna here gives definition of the soul, so we have to accept it. And not blindly accept it, but try to understand as far as possible with your arguments and reason. But this is the actual fact. What is that statement? The soul, definition of soul, Krishna is giving.
Only the material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, eternal living entity is subject to destruction. He who thinks that the living entity is the slayer, or that the entity is slain, does not understand. One who is in knowledge knows that the self slays not, nor is slain.
Then, next.
20.
Yeah.
For the soul there is never birth or death, nor having once been does he ever cease to be. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, undying, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain.
Yes. Because eternal, therefore, how it can be slain? So, soul is never slain, the body is slain. Then?
21.
Yeah.
O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, unborn, eternal, and immutable kill anyone, or cause anyone to kill? Purport. Everything has its utility, and a man who is situated in complete knowledge knows how and where to apply a thing for its proper utility. Similarly, violence also has its use, and how to apply violence rests with the person in knowledge. Although the justice of the peace awards capital punishment to a person condemned for murder, the justice of the peace cannot be blamed, because he ordered violence to another according to the codes of justice. In the Manu Samhita, the law book for mankind, it is supported that a murderer should be condemned to death, so that in his next life he will not have to suffer for the great sin he has committed. Therefore, the king's punishment of hanging a murderer is actually beneficial. Similarly, when Krishna orders fighting, it must be concluded that violence is for the violence committed in the act of fighting for justice is not at all violence, because at any rate, the man, or rather the soul, cannot be killed. For the administration of justice, so-called violence is permitted. A surgical operation is not meant to kill the patient, but is for his cure. Therefore, the fighting to be executed by Arjuna under the instruction of Krishna is with full knowledge, and so there is no possibility of sinful reaction.
This is the distinction between violence and non-violence. People are very much advocate of non-violence, but they are committing, according to their estimation, they are committing every moment violence. But from higher standard, there is practically no violence. The things which apparently appear to be violence, if it is properly executed, just like under the order of High Court judge, one body is being executed. So that is not violence. A justice of higher order is not meant for committing violence. It is justice. Similarly, when under the direction of the Supreme Justice, Krishna, anything is done, apparently although it appears violence, it is not violence, it is justice. This is to be understood. Go on.
22. As a person puts on a new garment, giving up old ones, similarly the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Purport.
In a different way, in varied ways, Krishna is trying to make us understand the constitutional position of the soul. Yes.
Change of body by the atomic individual soul is an accepted fact. Even some of the modern scientists who do not believe in the existence of the soul, but at the same time cannot explain the source of energy from the heart, they have to accept continuous changes of body which appear from childhood to boyhood, and from boyhood to youth, and again from youth to old age. From old age, the change is transferred to another body. This has already been explained in the previous verse. Transference of the atomic individual soul to another body is also made possible by the grace of the Super Soul. The Super Soul fulfills the desire of the soul as one friend fulfills the desire of another. The Vedas, such as the Mandaka Upanishad, as well as the Svetsavattara Upanishad, confirm this concept of two kinds of souls by comparing them to two friendly birds sitting on the same tree. One of the birds, the individual atomic soul, is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other bird is simply watching his friend. Of these two birds, although they are the same in quality, one is captivated by the fruits of the material tree, while the other is simply witnessing his activities. Krishna is the witnessing bird, and Arjuna is the eating bird. Although they are friends, one is still the master, and the other is the servant.
That is the eternal relationship. These are conferred in Vedic literature, just like Sitasatar Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad. The system is whatever is mentioned in the Vedas, that is authoritatively accepted. That is the Vedic understanding. If there is some evidence in the Vedas, just like in law court, if there is some section in the law book, then the lawyers, the judge accept it. Yes, it is like this. Similarly, knowledge, Vedas means knowledge. So perfect knowledge is there. Therefore, if the evidence is there in the statement of Vedas, that is the proof. Sabda Praman. There are three kinds of evidences. Pratyakha, direct sense perception, and Sabda Praman, evidence from the Vedic statement, and Anuman, Aitijya, historical or hypothesis. So, out of all the evidences, the evidence which is called derived from Vedic statement, that is accepted as most authoritative. So therefore, Mandukya Upanishad and Shetasatar Upanishad, they are Vedas. There is statement that two birds are sitting on the same tree. The tree is compared, the body is compared with the tree. And two birds, namely the super soul, Krishna, and the living entity, individual soul, they are sitting together. And one is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other is simply witnessing. This is our position. The other friendly bird, Krishna, or super soul, is giving us opportunity to act with this body as I like. His opportunity. Khetraga. I am the proprietor of this body. I have been allowed to utilize this body as I like. And the facility is given by the super soul. So if I like, I can utilize this body for higher grade of life. Krishna will give us all facilities. And if I like, I can utilize this body for lower grade of life. Krishna will give us facilities. See, he is always friendly. And he gives us also friendly advice that don't act independently. Just act in Krishna consciousness under me, then you will be happy. That is his actual instruction. But the living entity does not care for the instruction of the super soul. He wants to act independently, and he has to suffer the consequence. That is stated in the Bhagavad-gītā, in the 4th chapter. Jagyarthi karmannatru lokayam karma bandhana. Jagga means Vishnu or Krishna. Whatever you do, or not whatever you do, you have to do only for Krishna. Jagyarthi karma. Whatever you act, never mind, whatever you do. But you have to act for Krishna. Jagyartha karma annatra, otherwise karma bandhana. You will be bound up by the reaction. The same example, just a person acting on behalf of some superior authority, government, personally he has no responsibility. Because he is acting on behalf of the supreme authority. Just like a manager or agent, attorney. just like we signed one lease agreement, that Mr. Brown, he is acting as attorney on behalf of the landlord. So, he has no responsibility. He is acting in landlord capacity or landlord consciousness. He is trying to save the interests of the landlord as far as possible. But if there is any mistake, the landlord will suffer or gain. He has nothing to do. Similarly, if we work in Krishna consciousness, if there is something wrong, because we can act two ways, wrongly or rightly, that's all. If we do rightly, it is all right. Even if we don't do it rightly, wrongly, still it is right. Because the cause is the supreme. Yajñāthe karmannatru lokayam karma bandha. The best, safest way of acting is to act in Krishna consciousness or under the order of Krishna. Or if somebody says, where is Krishna? No, for Krishna is there. Just like Bhagavad-gītā is there. And the explanation of Bhagavad-gītā by the representative of Krishna is there. So Krishna being absolute, his representative, his words are non-different from him. We should not think that Krishna is not in my presence. As soon as Bhagavad-gītā is there, and as soon as you understand Bhagavad-gītā as it is, that means we are hearing directly Krishna. So if we do according to the instruction of Krishna, as Arjuna did, then there is no reaction. We are free. Yajñāthe karmannatru. Then you go on.
Although they are friends, one is still the master, and the other is the servant. Forgetfulness of this
this friend is giving us facility. Krishna is always our friend, natural friend. That is stated in the Bhagavad-gītā. Sridam sarvabhutanam. Sridam means Suruhit. There are different kinds of friends. But here, in Sanskrit, for different kinds of friends, there are different names. Just like one friend is called Bandhu, one is called Mitra, one friend is called Surit. There are differences. Therefore, there are different words. Just like in English language, there is only one friend, a word, one word friend. But in Sanskrit, because it is perfect language, friend, what kind of friend? So Krishna says that I am Suhridam Sarvabhutana. Suhrit means he is such a friend, just like you have got a friend, sincerely he wants how you shall behave. Just like your mother. Mother is also friend. Or wife, devoted wife. She is also friend. So, mother, wife, or any such relative, or father, or there are many persons in our ordinary relationship. So they want actually that this friend be happy. That is real friend, sweet. And mitra, social friendship. Bandhu, official friendship. But sweet means one who actually desires good of his friend. Sincere friend, which is described in English. So Krishna is sweet. He is always expecting my good. How I shall be good. And therefore he is canvassing me. Please, you surrender unto me. Just like father says, my dear boy, why you are acting independently, foolishly, or suffering? Just surrender unto me, I shall give you protection. Similarly, Krishna is friend like that. He's always asking. He is going with me in any type of body. Even if I get the body of a dog, Krishna is always there with me. Ish, that is stated in Bhagavad-gītā. Ishara sarvabhutanam riddhesa arjuna tishtati. Ishara, the Supreme Lord, is staying within the heart of every living entity. So every living entity means he is staying even with the cats, dogs, hogs, or any lower type of animal. He has no hesitation because he is not living with him. He is living in Vaikuntha. But he is so friendly that wherever this friend is going, he is also going there. He is with, as Paramatma, he is doing friendly activities. He is sending his bona fide servant as spiritual master. He is coming as incarnation. He is coming as devotee, Lord Chaitanya. He is helping us in so many ways. But we are so foolish, we are not accepting. You see? He is so, nobody can be better friend than Krishna. But we are so much unfortunate, so much captivated by the external energy that we don't accept Krishna as friend. We accept so many other things as friend. Go on.
Forgetfulness of this relationship by the atomic soul is the cause of one changing his position from one tree to another, or from one body to another.
Now here, he's giving trouble to the friend. I am giving to my sincere friend Krishna simply trouble. Just like a bird is flying from one tree to another, the friend bird is also there. He has no business, he has no interest to be there, because he is not eating anything from the tree. He has nothing to do. But because his friend is there, he goes. So, we are changing our body as the bird, the changing from one tree to another. But Krishna, the Supreme Bird, is also going with me.
The jiva, the soul, is struggling very hard on the tree of the material body. But as soon as he agrees to accept the other bird as the supreme spiritual master,
then here is the solution. He's simply taking unnecessary trouble. Krishna says that I will supply you everything. There is no necessity of going from here to there. No. But I am not accepting it. Tattadehang punarjanma naiti mami tatanta. One who understands this, how Krishna is helping me, how he is my the greatest well-wisher, friend, immediately we can stop all these problems of life and go back to Godhead, go back to home.
But as soon as he agrees to accept the other bird as the supreme spiritual master, as Arjuna has agreed to do, by voluntary surrender unto Krishna for instruction, the subordinate bird immediately becomes free from all limitation.
Yes. As Arjuna has accepted, Arjuna was talking with Krishna as friend, but he has accepted, although he is friend, he has accepted his spiritual master. The significance is that as soon as you accept somebody as spiritual master, you cannot argue. You have to accept. You have to accept. Therefore, the selection of spiritual mastery very scrutinizing. You cannot accept anyone as spiritual master. You must be very much satisfied that here is a person who can solve the problems of my life, just like Arjuna thought. He plainly said that the problem which is before me, I know beyond you, besides you, nobody can make solution. That is the way of accepting spiritual master. When one is fully convinced that here is a person who can actually solve the problems of my life, then one should accept spiritual master. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas, there is such process that one should accept a spiritual master after associating with him for some time. Similarly, the spiritual master also shall accept somebody as disciple after associating with him for some time, whether he is eligible or not. This is the process. Gone.
23. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can he be burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind.
This is the distinction of the soul being spirit. You take anything of this material world, they can be burnt. It is the question of temperature only. Even iron is being burnt, any metal, any hard thing, stone is being burnt, everything is being burnt. But here it is said that soul cannot be burnt. So does it mean that it is stronger than iron and stone? But it is very fragmental, minute, atomic portion, but it cannot be burned. So all these symptoms cannot be burned, cannot be cut into pieces. Here the Mayavadi theory will fail. If the soul cannot be cut into pieces, then how the soul has become enwrapped with Maya? They give the example, Ghatakas, Patakas. Of course, they say that it is covered, it is not cut into pieces, but the soul is separated, I mean to say, separate identity constitutionally. That will be confirmed in the 15th chapter. Maming Bangsa Jivo. Sanatana. Sanatana means eternally. Eternally, the example, just like fire and fire sparks, the fire sparks are part and parcel of the fire. Similarly, the soul, individual soul, is part and parcel of the Supreme, but that part and parcel is eternally. Not that being covered by Maya, it has become individual. No. Individual permanently. Permanently individual. As God is permanently individual, so every one of us, living entity, we are permanent. It is not that by Maya we have been separated, cut into pieces, fragments. It is clearly stated, it cannot be cut. If this cannot be cut, then how I have become fragment? That I am not cut fragment, I am eternal fragment. That is confirmed in the 15th chapter, Sanatana, eternal. Try to understand. There are, just like you take a paper, you cut into pieces, that is cut. But here it is said that the spirit cannot be cut. Then how we have become fragments, pieces, different individuals? That means we are eternally so. We are eternally individual. It is not that by the influence of Maya you have been cut into pieces. No. Here it is said, it cannot be cut. Another, it cannot be burnt. If you study one verse of Bhagavad-gītā, you understand so many things. That it cannot be burnt. Now if it cannot be burned, then in fire also there is soul. The materialists say that in the sun globe it is impossible to have living entities there. No, because it cannot be burned. So impossible, possible. So this Vedic knowledge that sun planet is a planet just like other planet, and it is fiery, and the residents are also fiery body, so why one should be astonished that there is living entity? Why they should deny that there is no living entity? They are denying that in the moon planet also there is no living entity. Why? Why? Living entity can be everywhere. Sarvaga, this very word has been used in Bhagavad-gītā. Sarvaga, you will find it. Sarvaga means he can go everywhere. He can go live in the fire also. And actually we see that in the air there is living entity, in the water there is living entity, in the land there is living entity. So why not in the fire? Fire is one of the elements like air, water, land. So if in other elements there is possibility of living beings, why not in one? What is the reason? What is the argument? And Vedic literature gives us information that in the fire there is germ also. Just like in water there is germ, in the earth there is germ, in the air there is germ, living entities. Similarly in the fire there is also. And here it is said, it cannot be burned. Even it is in the fire, there is no possibility of being burned. So why not in the fire? It requires a different type of body only, that's all. Just like the fish, it has got a different type of body. It is living very comfortably in the water. You have got a different type of body. You are living in the land very comfortably. You cannot live in the water. The fish cannot live in the land. Similarly, in the fiery planet, just like sun, there must be living entity. There must be. You cannot say by any reason that there is no living entity. How you can say? If it is a fact that living entity cannot be burnt. Is it not? Just try to understand. Yes.
24.
Yeah.
This individual soul is unbreakable, insoluble.
Unbreakable, again. The Mayavadi theory that it has broken parts by Maya. No, unbreakable. That means eternally we are individual, separated. Just like we are sitting, all individual. This is our eternal position. Krishna has confirmed it. That Arjuna, yourself, myself, and all these people who are assembled here, they're all individuals. They existed in the past and they will continue to exist in the future. So this is a confirmed truth that every living entity is individual. And Krishna is also individual. And that is also stated in the Vedas. Nitya nityanam chetana chetanana. He is the chief of all these individual living entities. That is the difference. He is the chief. Just like you have accepted me, the chief of your group. But that does not mean in all other respects we are all one. You have got the same feeling, I have got the same feeling. You have selected me, or I have got some extraordinary qualification, I am